Hi guys, I'm so excited and delighted to introduce you to today's guest. She is the founder of Green Fit Mama, wellness and fitness coach, professional hula dancer, moms of 3 children, Jodi Kaopuiki. Hi, how
Perfect.
are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I am sorry, I was trying to say your last name as much as I can in my knowledge. I hope I did it right.
You were practicing.
Yeah. So before we're gonna get into my topics and questions, what I get ready for you, I just want you to a little bit more introduce yourself for my listeners or for anyone who's gonna listen or watch us out there. So can you please tell us a little more where you're from and what do you do for living?
Well, I was born and raised here on Oahu. Um, I started, what do you want to know about like fitness and stuff like that, or
Whatever
just
you
like
want to share.
background? Yeah, so I was born and raised here on Oahu. I later on in life after high school, I actually became a professional hula dancer. And so I got a chance to travel, to many places around the world to perform and dance hula. But I've always lived here on Oahu. And later on after that, I became a flight attendant. And then I started my family back in 2005 is when my first son was born.
Mhm.
And so ever since my first son was born, I was always into fitness. I grew up with a dad as a power lifter and a powerlifting coach. And so I was always around the gym and weightlifters and, the fitness. I was always into sports. I played volleyball and basketball all through elementary and high school. And so I was always active, but I just didn't understand or know anything about the health side of everything. And so when I was pregnant with my son Levi, then I started to research about foods and what goes on your skin and in the body. And I think from there it's kind of just been, a process of learning ever since then.
Oh, wow. So your dad was a bodybuilder, I mean, power lifter. What did your
Uh-huh.
mom did? Like, is your mom was a great experience of like a health wellness person?
Well, it's funny because my dad is actually from here and he used to be like a Waikiki beach boy, and his dad used to lift weights. So I think he started lifting when he was younger because of his dad, and he just enjoyed it. So he became a power lifter and then a powerlifting coach. And my mom is totally opposite. She's this small little lady from Nebraska, and they met, and she's actually lived here more than she's lived in Nebraska. But my mom still till this day actually teaches exercise class to older women.
Oh,
And so she's been, exercising and into fitness for as long as I was little. Yeah.
okay, that's so interesting. So you never kind of like was thinking about nutrition side, right, of the wellness and health.
Mhm.
It was always being a sport. So only when you got pregnant with your first son, that's when you decided to kind of research more about what the best way of eating in order to feel great and, like feel healthier.
Yeah, correct. I mean, I always was conscious about what I ate. Maybe I didn't know what I was doing. I thought what I was eating was, was healthy. And then, I'm a Christian. I just felt God telling me, be aware of what goes on his skin and in his body. And from there, I guess after he was born, children go through ailments. They get ear infections and sore throat. And I guess it was kind of like a learning experience for me on how am I going to treat that without antibiotics or without having to go to the doctor, just all those ailments that come up with children. How was I going to do that? And just from there, I started researching and just learning through my own experience of being pregnant and hormones all over the place on, what foods were best to help balance hormones. And I think from there, that's how I ended up going gluten free. So I've been gluten free for about 15 years. I just chose that because of health reasons and because of hormonal balance. And of course, I took out dairy from my diet too. So the more towards a plant-based diet. I'm not totally vegan, but majority of it is plant-based. And so yes, like, to answer your question, I started that when I was pregnant with my son.
Yes, that's an amazing change. And I just want to know, is your family, your husband, did he support that? Like, or he doesn't care and he's eating gluten and stuff, or how you guys deal with that?
um he supports it. I mean, a lot of times he'll make food. He is not gluten free, to answer that. Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
he pretty much eats whatever he wants to eat. He's not a bad eater. He's not a fast food eater. But my husband is local. He grew up here, so he has his favorite local dishes. So he doesn't, as much as I do, watch his diet.
Mhm.
Which is fine because I can make my own food. I'll make something for them. If I don't eat that particular meal, then I'll just make something for myself. Yeah, for the most part, for my children, I try to keep them at least gluten and dairy free.
Mhm.
I don't buy junk food. I watch the types of foods that I buy them. I don't buy processed things. I make them do a lot of herbs and green juices and
Mhm.
things that keep their bodies healthy because they're active also. And I think it's important to nourish them in the correct way.
Yes, absolutely. But it's just so hard to explain children like that you shouldn't eat this candy, you should eat the
Yeah,
juice. So
right.
maybe give us some tips for some girls out there who may have a kids or maybe thinking to get a child, and like how actually to, make this like healthy behavior for your children.
I think, I mean, if they're babies, I think is easier because you kind of start them on that path. I remember when my kids were little, I would give them, veggies and fruits, and friends were like, "How do you get them to eat that?" I'm like, you give it to them when they're young. So they already have that taste in their mouth. You're not giving them candies when they're younger. So I think when they're younger, you start them off that way. I mean, if they're older, it's hard to break kids from that habit, especially if the kids are going to school and they see all their friends eating Doritos and Pringles and Snickers. They're going to want that, not thinking something's, that it's bad for you. So I think just teaching them, educating your kids and telling them that, hey, learn how to read ingredients. This is what's in that. Do you understand what that means? For the most part, it's not going to be good for your body. So I don't know. I think now my children personally already know. They look at things and they know what's good or what's not going to be good for them. But I guess other new moms out there that want to change, it's just educating yourself first before educating your children, and then being an example for them. I always tell people, don't buy junk food, because if it's in your house, you're going to end up eating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And plus, yes, being the best example, you don't eat this, you eat this specific way. So your kid's gonna kind of like copy what you do, I think, right?
Mhm. Yep.
So you have three kids. How old they are right now?
So Levi, my oldest, is 15, my first son, then my second son is 13, and then my daughter is 10.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. You are truly an amazing example of being a great mom and then looking amazing. So this next question, my is gonna be like how you manage that. So what is your workout look like? How you actually be able to schedule it? How you look so great?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's hard to balance, business, and especially now it's summer. So I'm trying my best to spend time with them and make sure they have an enjoyable summer. They get outside and do things. They're
Yeah.
busy with sports, so that's kind of keeping me busy. We're at the beach a lot, which is important, the salt water, the sun. I guess just I mean, I've worked out all my life, so I've always made time specifically for that, and I know that too, because you're one that always likes to work out. And so I think, throughout the day, you're going to make that time to work out no matter what. My kids are active too. My dad still has a home gym. And so my kids go there pretty much every day, or at least 3-4 days a week, to work out. So it's always a set time,
Mm.
during the day that they will work out.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think just creating a routine, getting them involved, and then, making that time for yourself is important, because you want to feel good, you want to be strong and be able to, be healthy to play with your children. So just, I don't know, I guess just making it, just being consistent most of all. and
Yeah.
not just, or, setting a time every day where you're going to work out. And, your children should know that that's important. So, yeah, I mean, I guess I've been doing it for so long that I'm like, okay, I'm going in the gym. I mean, we turned our garage into a gym. And so our garage has weights and stuff in it. And then my dad still has his gym. He lives 5 minutes away from me. So, or, we'll go outside, whatever it is, just switch it up. But for the most part, I'm like, okay, I'm in the gym. I'll see you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they appreciate that, and then most likely, which is a great, they even work out with you. That's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
how your workout looks like right now? Like, you have a specific schedule, or you do wherever you feel is good?
Kind of more, I more work out in the later afternoon because I like to get most of my work done in the morning. Yeah, and so I try to switch it up a lot. I mean, I love to lift, so I pretty much will lift every day. Sometimes Fridays I take a break because I feel like the muscles need to stretch out and relax. So I'll try and do something more like just with body weight or yoga or
Mhm.
stretching and stuff. Um, it's not, I don't have like a set schedule. I mean, I do, every body part during the week when I lift, but I try to switch it up with high intensity and then just lower intensity. And I think the key most of all is to switch it up. Like, if you get used to it, your body goes into plateau and you don't get any gains from it. So I always try and switch up my workout, and most of all just listen to my body.
Yes, this is so important, to listen to our bodies. Not everyone can do it. Sometimes we want to push too
Yeah.
hard, and then we overtrain. So I absolutely agree that you have to take day off from the gym, and then switch it up, or go out, or to the beach, or take like
Mhm.
yoga. It's so important. So I absolutely agree with you. Now
Mhm.
I want to talk about your brand. So Green Fit Mama. This is how I met you. By the way, guys, who listen or
Mhm.
watched us out there, is an amazing bars. Not only bar, but I think I tried. It was a bar, and I love it. So you can guys go and check this out for sure. I recommend it. So how you start your Green and Fit Mama brand? How does that happen?
Um, Gosh, I started making those bars 13 years ago.
Wow.
That
So
long
it,
ago.
it,
Yeah,
it
I
how
actually,
long you have the brand?
no, I started my actual business maybe, gosh, it's been 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with that name, Green and Fit Mama.
Mm-hmm.
The bars started my business with just bars. So I started making that just for myself because like I said, I went gluten free. I loved, I don't know, granola bars, cereals, things like that for breakfast with my coffee, and I decided, okay, if I'm gonna go gluten free, I'm gonna try and make something myself that I know what's in it, and so I ended up just trying one recipe that I saw online, but it was really simple, and I wanted something with more, more nuts and seeds. So I just kind of came up with my own creation, and it was just for myself. And maybe 3 or 4 years after that, I ended up posting a picture of it on Facebook, and a bunch of friends wanted to try it. And so I ended up selling it just to friends for like a couple years. And it was not a business. It was just friends, trying my creations. And then I started doing farmers markets because always knew I wanted to be in some type of health and fitness field as a business, because that's my passion. And so I started doing the farmers markets, and I started with just bars. And just because I'm passionate about superfoods, just using turmeric and things like what maca and all those different superfoods. So I started incorporating those into my bars, and making them vegan friendly, paleo friendly, and things like that, just for people with specific diets.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom started using CBD oil for her arthritis. And so I started studying about CBD oil, and then I just created a bunch of products around there. I just kind of realized that there's so many people in pain, and so many people that don't feel well walking around every day. When you think they look okay, they're actually in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so just started creating products for wellness, for pain, for sleep, for hormonal balance. And so went from the bars and kind of just evolved from there as life went on, and my own just your own things that happen in life, your own ailments that come up. And that's kind of how I've been just creating the rest of my brand from there.
Okay, yes, this is incredible. Starting from the scratch, and
Yeah.
now having so many different products. I just want to talk a little more about CBDs because it's something new
Mhm.
right now, popular thing. So, can you share, please, what happened to your mom and then how CBD helped before you even decided to use it for your company?
Yeah. So she just started using it for pain and inflammation because she has like a migratory arthritis that will just affect different joints in her body. And so she started just taking it internally after we researched it, and, you know, um, knew that it had no psychoactive effects, like as in medical marijuana. CBD oil is different. It's like taking any other herb. So it doesn't affect your brain in that way, but it's amazing for pain and inflammation. It's amazing for sleep, stress, depression, anxiety. It just hits so many different ailments. And so, you could have a pain from a certain thing, and CBD oil can help that, whether it's from one thing or another. So, yeah, we started using it for her, and, it didn't help immediately. It took a while for the herb to get into her system, and everybody's body is different, how they respond, depending, also too on how much you take or your weight. So we started using it for her. And yeah, it was popular, really popular when I first started bringing it out, and then just started making like topical things for headaches and then for muscle and joint pain and things like that. And so I guess from there, a lot of people started catching on to using it and realizing that it was, it's good for you. And just to get away from painkillers, pharmaceutical drugs, and a lot of people are turning to more natural remedies. And so from there, I just kind of looked at what people needed. A lot of people can't sleep, people get headaches, people are always in some type of pain. So just started to create products with CBD oil along those lines. Yeah, and it's been good. It's been successful. I've been blessed to, just hear that it's helping a lot of people, and so that makes me feel good.
Yeah, absolutely. But can you explain a little more for people who don't familiar with that? What is actually CBD can do? Like, how is that, for example, release muscle pain? How is that working?
So like CBD, or like short for cannabinoids, it helps, kind of helps like balance out your whole endocannabinoid system, which is a system in your body. And so it helps just to, I guess, in different ways. Like I was reading about somebody with, like, say, Alzheimer's, their it helps their brain, protects their brain from certain chemicals that are causing them to not remember things like that.
Mhm,
It mostly like affects by healing your nervous system or bringing
mhm,
down inflammation, so
mhm,
that, your nerves, they are your messengers in your body. And so if you have a muscle pain, it's going to tell your body that, hey, this is pain, it hurts.
mhm,
So I guess when you start healing or bringing inflammation down from your nervous system itself, then you won't get that reaction to where something is sore. So yeah, and that way I would say more that it affects your nervous system, and that's why it helps so many different ailments for pain.
Wow. Okay. I'm happy you explained it because I'm sure a lot of people out there don't know. And I'm familiar
Yeah.
with CBD. A lot of bodybuilders use that. I personally never tried. I'm looking to. I just, thanks God, have a good nervous system. So I don't
Yeah.
take it, but it's something really popular and everyone is talking about that. So we just want to know more. So you have a different CBD drops, or is like a cream, or how you have it in your products?
Yeah, so I have an internal CBD drops, which will be the most powerful because you're taking it internally. You take that one under your tongue. And then I have like a topical, like a skin, like a muscle joint and skin salve. So it's a more like a muscle rub. So that one you can use, throughout the day. You can also, I had people use it for eczema. It's okay for children, for bites, cuts, burns, bruises, chapped lips, things like that. And then I have rollers, like I have a roller for sleep. I have a roller for like headaches or focus, things like that. And then I also have like a pain spray. So kind of different ingredients. It has CBD oil in it, but different ingredients. It's a topical pain spray. So yeah, just different ways that it can get into your body. Yeah.
You create your products all by yourself, or you have a manufacturer?
No, I create everything myself.
Yes, that's incredible. So it's like a small factory in your house, right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yep. I just kind of researched, different things, different essential oils and what would go well with it. And from there, I mean, my customers are my kind of like, my testimony, right? They always come and tell me, hey, it works, or it helps, or I can sleep better. So I'm like, okay, that one's, it's a good one. So yeah. So, I mean, it's good to hear feedback from people.
Awesome. So if anyone want to try your products, where they can find them?
So my superfood bars you can get from me on Saturdays at Pro Ridge Farmers Market. Sundays I'm at Mililani High School Farmers Market. So I'm there every weekend. You can get them from me. If you can't make it out, I do have my superfood bars at Down to Earth. They're at the Pro Ridge location, Kailua location, and Kapolei. So those are in the refrigerated section. My CBD oil, everything else besides my bars, because they need to stay cold, can be ordered online. Of course, all the CBD products also can be purchased through me on the weekends also. I do have some CBD products at Homegrown Pro Ridge, which is a store in Pro Ridge Mall. I have some at Mari's Gardens, which is in Mililani. It's a hydroponics farm, and they have a store there. I have some at Maury, which is in Ward, South Shore Marketplace. It's a store. It's called Maury Art and Flea. So yeah, some different stores. But I mean, on Instagram, you can always message me and ask me where they are.
Yeah, awesome. So basically online is the easiest way for someone being anywhere. So people can find your website, right? And I can leave the description below the podcast and YouTube,
Right.
where people can go and then order online and then try it out, right?
Yes. And especially if you're not here on the island and you're in the
Yeah.
mainland somewhere, then yeah, online would be best. Yeah.
Cool. So before I let you go, I want to kind of ask a little bit more about your, fitness and healthy nutrition. I wouldn't say coaching, but you kind of help people, right? So, like, do you give advice to people, or you help them with the diets or training? Do you do any kind of this stuff?
Not I've, not really. I mean, not like on a one-to-one basis. Like if somebody will ask me, I'll just give my advice, because that diets are so different for every person. For the most part, if it comes to diet, I'm more like, stay away from processed foods, learn how to read ingredients, because, even if like a healthy food could be healthy for you, but I could be allergic to it, or, it wouldn't, or it would make me not feel good. So, I mean, it's hard to do for certain people, but I always just say, for the most part, if you want to change your diet or live a more healthy lifestyle, is to just learn the ingredients, processed foods. I mean, high fructose corn syrup, canola oil, things like that. Everything that's in a bag or in a can, read ingredients, try to eat more whole foods, fresh veggies and fruits. And then fitness, I think more, you have to do what you love, or else you're not going to stick with it. I mean, some people may not want to lift or be in a gym. They might want to run or swim. So I always tell people, do what you love, and just be consistent with it, because any type of movement is good for your body, no matter what. So I mean, lifting is always good. Having muscle is great for your bones and preventing osteoporosis and things like that. You don't have to lift heavy or be bulky or big, but just making your muscles strong always keeps your bones strong. So I always tell people, find something to love and do it, just keep moving. So I guess that would be my best advice, is to just be consistent and move your body.
Yeah, no, this is a great advice. Do you think that doing a gluten-free have affected you in the best way possible? And then you maybe think that this is everyone should try? Like, what do you think about
Um,
that?
I don't know. I mean, like, of course, people who have like celiac disease cannot have gluten. They're really, I know friends that have celiac disease and just a little bit of gluten will just affect their gut or skin or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I can eat gluten and I'm okay with it. I just chose that just to help, balance out my hormones. But I think a lot of people don't realize that gluten nowadays, like wheat, is prepared different from way back in the Bible times. I mean, back then I would love to have eaten bread like that, but I think a lot of wheat is genetically modified. So if you are going to eat gluten, I would choose more like sourdough because it's easy to digest better. Or of course, if it's organic, organic is always best in everything, not only gluten.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I mean, like for my children, if I buy anything that does have gluten in it or some type of bread, I always do sourdough or organic. But for the most part, it's hard for your body to digest, or for anyone, even if you don't have celiac disease, it's a hard protein to digest. And I think a lot of moms don't realize for their children is that, because I grew up having ear infections as a child, and not knowing, maybe, hey, I was sensitive to gluten or dairy back then, because I know gluten and dairy are the top two triggers in all kinds of ailments. It could be like a pain, it could be ear infections, it could be like just lower immunity, even learning disabilities in children. I have a friend who either a daughter or son, or their sister's daughter or son, had some type of learning disability where they
Mhm.
took medication. I don't know if it was ADHD or something, but they ended up going gluten free and it helped that child tremendously.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I mean, just changing the diet and taking that gluten out. I mean, maybe that child couldn't digest it well and it was affecting them, in their body and their learning. So, in that way, yeah, it's definitely worth it to try for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for this information. This is absolutely interesting. I agree. You have to try it out. Or the other easy way, you can just test it nowadays, right? And you can kind of see what allergies you may have, or what, just a little bit of things you should stay away from. It's easy to test. So the last questions I ask everyone on my podcast, and this is the hardest one, I guess. What will you do if that's going to be your last day on the earth for you?
What would I do?
Mhm.
Um, Definitely, yeah, that is a hard question. um, Definitely surround myself with the ones I love, with my family. Make sure they know that I love them. I definitely know where I'm going, so they don't have to worry about me.
Yeah, I
But
feel
yeah, I
you,
guess,
girl.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, just surround myself with my family, of course, and make sure they know that I love them, I care for them, and that, yeah, they're on the right track. So
Wow. Okay. That's so beautiful. That I'm also Christian. Absolutely love this answer. Perfect.
yeah. Well, definitely, yeah. And like you said, if you had that whole day, make sure you can tell as many people about Jesus, and yeah, just have Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. Okay. Now we have a little bit more like a game. I'm going to say two things and you should choose one. Okay.
Okay.
So coffee or tea,
Coffee.
black or purple,
Purple.
gym or outdoor workouts.
Ooh, that's a hard one. Can I say both?
Okay.
I'll
Good.
say gym. I'll say gym.
Fine. Fine. Beach or mountains,
Beach.
juice or smoothie,
Smoothie.
wine or water,
Water.
chocolate or sweet cream,
Chocolate.
kiss or hug.
Probably hugs.
Okay. Laugh or sex.
Oh, gosh. Laugh. No.
Okay. Good. That was good. It's just a funny game I play with every guest to a little bit know you better. And that's just
Yeah.
fun because the first thing coming to your head sometimes is not what we really think about, right?
Yeah, true.
Thank you so much for showing up
Yeah,
today.
you're
Maybe
welcome.
something you want to say to everyone out there who listen us before you go.
Yeah, just be aware of things around you. You know, if you want to be more healthy, um, try not to follow the trend too much. You know, everybody follows the trend and thinking that this is good for you. Do your own research, just educate yourself. There's so much information out there. You know, you don't always have to follow the crowd. Educate yourself, do what's best for yourself and your children, no matter what people say, you know, no matter what comments they make, do what's best for yourself and your children. And yeah, I'll never stop praying. And yeah, just surround yourself with the people you love, stay positive, and just, yeah, be healthy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It was a pleasure
All
to
right,
have
you're
you
welcome.
on today. I am
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm beyond grateful you found time with your crazy schedule and family to show up
Yeah,
today.
sorry about
No,
that.
no, no, don't be sorry. Absolutely, absolutely amazing to have you on. And I am hoping to see you around on the farmers market and everyone out there who wants to connect with you, how they can find you.
I'm on Instagram, Green and Fit Mama, or I'm on Facebook under Green and Fit Mama. You'll see the logo. So yeah, for the most part, you know, I'm always on there. You can message or see me at the farmers markets on the weekend, like I said, or on my website. So yeah, or greenandfitmama@gmail.com is my email.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I'm going to leave, guys, all the description down below, all the information and links when you can connect with this amazing green feed mama. I love this name. This is so